you're not little,
No.
right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world and that your reach and your platforms mean something.
I just watched the Nelk Boys get surgically dismantled by Bassem Youssef, and it was less of a podcast and more of a public autopsy. For years, the Nelk Boys have been the undisputed kings of the Nothing Really Matters brand of content. They built an empire inside a bubble, and we witnessed the moment that bubble was vaporized. What was so brilliant about Bassem's approach is that he refused to fight them on their terms. The internet wanted a brawl, but he came in as a calm, disappointed professor. He immediately took control by refusing to play the villain.
And I said, like, there's nothing to gain from just canceling people without knowing what went wrong. Because I think it is better to actually to learn.
By framing it as a lesson, not a fight, he completely disarmed them. Their whole brand of confrontational energy was useless. Then he delivered his central thesis. They are not just dumb kids. They are powerful CEOs who have been willingly ignorant. He tells them it's time to stop acting like children.
You have a career and you need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right?
The most damning part of the whole exchange is when Bassem proves they were part of a propaganda machine long before the Netanyahu interview. He uses their own 2023 travel video from Israel as proof. He calls them recruited and activated, and then shows them exactly how. First, he highlights the slick action movie sequence where they simulate being captured by the IDF. Then he contrasts that with the only image they showed of Palestinians, a caricature of a primitive man living in a tent.
And then like special forces come in and kidnap you, and this kind of like IDF simulation. The only Palestinian family in this video are just like a bunch of Bedouins in a tent, a guy who's married 2 wives, and he tells you, my whole life is about camels and goats and chicken.
The message they sent to millions of people was clear. One side is modern and heroic, the other is backward. Without realizing it, the Nelk Boys had already done the work of dehumanization. Bassem's core argument is that you don't need to be an expert to see what's happening. You just need to recognize the pattern of denial and deflection.
They bomb hospitals. It's not us. It's Hamas. Oh, it's us. But there were Hamas underneath it. It's maybe a mistake.
The interview then zooms out, connecting the conflict to the American political system. When Bassem starts talking about the money and the influence of lobbies like AIPAC, it stops being a foreign issue. His analogy for the financial return on lobbying is brutally simple and effective.
We're giving you $100 million, give me back $30 billion. That's the best. That's better than crypto, man.
Nothing illustrates this better than the clip of the New York mayoral candidates. It's a surreal minute of television that shows how deeply this influence runs. The fact that it's considered offensive for a mayor to want to serve his own city first is an absurdity that leaves the Nelk Boys visibly stunned.
All the candidates of the mayor of New York, candidates, yes. Go ahead.
Any mayor that can't say they will go to Israel someday as mayor should not be mayor.
Where would you go first?
The Holy Land.
Go to Israel.
4th trip to Israel. First trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
It is so offensive.
As the conversation gets darker, touching on historic allegations of blackmail, Kyle says something that I think everyone watching feels, that the truth can be so ugly your brain wants to reject it as a conspiracy.
I think some of the shit's so dark that you almost don't want to believe it.
Exactly.
I think that's part of the problem.
It's
like
that
when you say something like that, my initial reaction is like,
this is a conspiracy.
I don't want to believe it. Not a conspiracy. I don't want to believe it because it's like, it's scary how fucked up that would be if it was true, you know?
That's the core of the problem. Choosing to disbelieve because it's easier is a privilege. For many people, this isn't a dark theory, it's their reality. And for people with a platform, that choice to look away is an act of complicity. The human toll of all of this becomes unavoidable when you look at Steiny. He's the embodiment of the identity crisis at the heart of this conflict. He's been taught that his Jewish identity is tied to Israel, and now he's crumbling under the weight of that state's actions. His exhaustion is palpable.
It drains. It's really draining. And the issue that I'm having too is like, when you do your research, everything, it's just like so opposite. So you're consuming from both sides and it's just like, which one do I believe?
That question, which one do I believe, is what propagandists want you to ask until you just give up. Bassem's answer is to look at the undeniable reality on the ground, which he brings home with a story behind his t-shirt.
This is the t-shirt for something called the Gaza Sunbirds. So Gaza Sunbirds, these are like a group of cyclists in Gaza. All of them are amputees because they were basically bombed by Israel.
I hope that the era of the consequence-free mega-popular influencer is over. What happened to the Nelk Boys is a warning to every creator out there. Understand the power you have, because if you don't, someone else will understand it for you, and they will use it for what you won't like.